Hi Digitamers and DCGO simulator developers. How are ya? They're gonna show you the AI that I developed to play Digimon Simulator Sim as a proposal for a better bot of the overall game. Sorry if you see everything kind of flickering and sped up. This is for the purpose of training the training of the bot. I just starting now the bot just to let it in the background while I explain what I've been doing in the last 8 months. Basically, yeah, as we probably already know, like the bot for DCGO sim is not great. That's perfectly normal. It's, actually does pretty well for its own purpose, and it does indeed. You can test decks against it, but there's not really much challenge. I've been working in the AI sector around 4, 5 years during my life. So I was like, yeah, why don't we try making a bot that learns how to play by itself? Because the most annoying thing of when making a bot, and I made one for Project Drasil, the other Digimon simulator, is that you need to code the rules depending on the deck. It's really impossible to capture any possible deck. However, fortunately, there's machine learning out there that can learn how to play it by itself. And I was like, I wanna learn this, right? And to be fairly honest, when I started, I knew very few about reinforcement learning, which is what I've been using to code the bot that you're seeing playing right now, against the existing bot of DCGO simulator. And yeah, I pretty much had to study and do some research, and it was quite fun, to be honest. It's always good occasion to. This was a very good opportunity to learn something new about the field of reinforcement learning. And then, to be honest, I'm still not a huge expert, but I definitely have now some experience, especially hands-on with by coding. Um, yeah, so how did I make this bot? What this that you're seeing? Well, basically what you're seeing is a mod of a previous version of the simulator. I think that this is definitely an older version of the current simulator, so if you see some things that are off here and there, developers don't get scared. I didn't break the simulator. Most importantly, I haven't distributed the mod at all. So this is all closed source at the moment, okay? So the only thing that I've done with this mod is to make the bot able to communicate with the AI engine that is running in the background, and I will be showing you in a second. I mean, I can show you. You'll see some code there. So when I say that it's closed source, this is not the code of the mod, so just the code of the engine. There's not really much here, and we'll do this. You won't see much. It's not really important that you see much. Sorry if you see all these logs here. But what I just want you to see is that the mod what's being coded for is to basically send information regarding the state of the game to the simulator, and you can see that as a JSON over here. You can see the permanence, the different stats of the cards on the ground and on the end. Sorry, it's a bit of garbled JSON, but like, yeah, I won't um, dive too much into technical details. I just wanted to do a small demo of it. We'll see it playing with two different decks. Just that this AI learns to play. How do I say this? Learns different models depending on the deck, right? So I haven't made a generalized AI that can play any deck. I wouldn't have the capacity to do so because I trained this bot all on my own. So don't worry, players, you haven't been tricked by a bot playing online against you. I'm not code bullet. I wish I was. I don't play. I haven't made my bot play against you online. Definitely not. But uh, what I've been doing is to train the bot locally, which obviously took me a certain amount of hours, as you can imagine. However, I've done some tricks that I will show you in a couple of seconds, where I'll be loading the second decks to be played. So just that you know, even at the moment this bot is learning how to play. I just loaded a model that's been trained after 2,800 games. Okay, you can see that the simulator has been sped up with the mod to go faster, so that I could train the bot faster. Okay. Why am I doing this? Well, basically, I wanted to make an engine that is separate from the simulator, but that it could accept data from the simulator client, right? As a way to basically train itself. So the reason why I'm showing this here is to basically propose to the developers a way to train a machine learning bot that will play against the players and learn to play against the players every day better without any intervention on the code, right? So um, that's the main purpose of this project. I wrote a small paper that I'll put in the description, and I'll be showing you more of this in a sec. So actually, you'll see me playing around with folders at the moment. I want to load a different model. Uh, yeah, just give me a second. Unfortunately, the way I load different models at the moment is still a bit, how would you say that? Alpha, I guess? But the name of this, by the way, the name of this bot, of this AI engine, I don't know if you want to call it, is called AlphaDCGO. So the mod is not part of it. The mod was just a way for me to train the model itself. I basically had to model the simulator to make it able to communicate with the engine. It's basically a demo on what it could look like in the future, right? If the developers ever decided to implement this. And that's pretty much what it is, okay? So again, the the client has been modded, but it's not gonna be touched to, like, if it will be touched to work with the AI engine, it will be from the developers. It won't be me, obviously, and I don't have access to the code. I'm not part of the development team of DCGO, right? So this is this is what we're talking about. Well, what I'm at the developers of is all the Python code you see here. That is basically the engine. Okay. So don't worry if you're not a code person, you don't have to watch what I'm doing. But if you have questions, obviously leave those in the comments. I'm very happy to answer. This has been a massive amount of work, if I have to be honest with you. I mean, I'm a person with a full-time job. I do coding or IT related stuff during the day, and I would come back home and work on this for around 8 months. So not exactly every day, but almost. So it was a lot of research, a lot of hard work. I also studied some, you know, papers and stuff. So like it was interesting. Just one moment, I'll be loading this second. Wanted to load ST7. I think I'm doing things right. I really hope so. Let me see. Ba, 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 ba. And I will also show you how this can work with multiple players playing at the same time, right? Because obviously the engine needs to run while shared across many players, right? You don't have one player playing against the bot. And the cool thing is that it trains while looking at games all at the same time. So that's the idea, right? I have a demo of this in local, so on my machine, right? So what I have is multiple clients that have been modded, okay? So you can see this is a new deck now, and it will be playing it hopefully decently. I can also show it when he plays bad. When at the start it learns, I can show it how it does when he's not trained at all, obviously. But you should see that he does decently well. Here, done a bit of a weird play. Remember that whenever the way it's learned to play is against the DCGO bot. So see, for example, this play makes sense for it. It has a pretty clear advantage position at the moment. But you know, it's not obviously a perfect yeah because it doesn't play it doesn't play yet. Hopefully one day it will against the thousands of players, right? It just played against the bot, so it learned how to play well against the bot. It literally learns by experience. So again, there's no intervention on the code. You see me, I just moved around a bunch of files there, but basically what I done is just to load the new AI model. Oh, by the way, it won pretty well, so that play wasn't that bad against the bot again. So that's the idea, right? So at the moment he's really overfitted, overtrained against the bot. It's not that brilliant, but again, it's just a demo. The idea is to show the capability of it, right? Um, yeah, so I can probably show. Let me see if I have another client ready. I should have. If not, that's okay. But I can show separately to the developers if they're interested. But the idea is, yeah, this is literally an AI learning how to play against the bot. Um, just to show you a couple of things. Oh, and this is, by the way, I've loaded a model after 2,500 plays games. Basically, what you are seeing is literally the same AI. So you see another client being loaded here. Let me see if it's the right deck. I hope it is. It is. So you'll see that both this and the other one. Let's see, maybe it's taking a while. Yeah, okay. So both this one and the other client are basically playing in parallel, right? And training the bot at the same time. Okay. So that's the idea. So you're literally seeing two instances of the simulator being open at the same time. Usually when I would train the AI, there would be four at the same time, right? And you can see here, yeah, the engine is taking the data and training. Don't know why I have this print. Ah, right, I was doing some debugging a while ago. Sorry about that. That's really messy. Uh, sorry. But yeah, I can show you again. I made a small paper. It's not really a paper. Don't expect a research paper. I just wanted to show something to the developers. But you can see here, for example, the win rate. I've done some measurement, obviously, to see how the model was doing, right? So it's all measurable, and you can see that it learns over time. Of course, you need to believe me this, because you haven't seen all how the everything about how the code works. And maybe I'll have to discuss this. I'll make this open. How do you say, open source, so people can see. But you can see here the win rate that improves. When you see that it goes up and down, is basically is because the way the reinforcement learning does is that it basically learns on experience, and sometimes also tries new ways of playing. Okay, so it tries new strategy to try to get something better. Considering this is a mirror match with the same deck, you have seen. Oh, sorry, shouldn't have opened that. Okay, gotcha. So you can see that they're using the same deck, right? It's a mirror match. This is how the DCGO simulator currently works. So, having a bad end against a good end sometimes is really hard to win, but at the moment the win rate is still more than 50% of a wide range. It's kind of 60%. And remember, it is a very low number of games. I know that 2,500 games, 3,000 games looks like a lot. It's really not in the context of machine learning. It's not that much data. So this again is a kind of a small demo if you want to. But remember, this is intended to be played by hundreds of players, right? Probably thousands of players. So these are very few amount of games, but the AI still learns reasonably fast. Okay, to again against the same deck, against the same bot. Of course, when there will be multiple players, it will be complicated, but basically the model will learn how to play best its own deck against multiple, against possibly any deck. Okay, there are some things that I should specify is that I haven't done crazy things like DNA digivolution, or I haven't had such action, not because it's not possible. The AI can definitely learn if the simulator sends those actions to it and says, "Hey, I'm doing a DNA digivolution. This is what happened now and then." The problem is that I would have had to mod the simulator to do all those actions, right? At the moment, what I'm doing is making the AI communicate and then translate that decision inside the mod of the simulator to an action. So I didn't do that for all the actions. That would have taken a massive amount of time and modding. This already took me 8 months. But yeah, I hope that this sort of sparked a bit of curiosity on yeah, what I've been working on. DCGO developers, feel free to hit me with questions. If you are even remotely keen to implement these inside your simulator. And again, it's not gonna be integrated with your code. You don't have to code much. You just need to send requests to a separate engine. That's all. Of course, we can discuss how this works, blah blah blah. But this is a part of a way bigger project. What I'd like to do is to make basically to generalize this AI to be able to play any card game, almost any card game, right? So there are in my life I played numerous card games. I love card games. I love Yu-Gi-Oh, Card Vanguard. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm not a massive fan, but like it. Card 5 Vanguard, nice surprise. Just discovered. I played Shadowverse in the past. Whatever. I play Magic. I'm not a huge fan of Magic. Feel free to dislike in the video for that. Uh, but yeah, I play Pokemon. Why not? Yeah, sometimes it's cool. It's simple. Does the job. So I like these to learn a lot of card games. Um, because the way this works is not really specific to the card game is playing at the moment. Okay, so Digimon TCG at the moment was my favorite one. I played it a lot, even in real, and I would really wanted to contribute to the community in some way. I've done that already by coding the Drasil bot. Uh, that was great, sure, but I wanted to bring it to the next level with a self-learning AI. I hope this has not too much information for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, which is not at all high quality content creation. I understand that, but I really hope that the subject interested you if you are a fellow Digimon TCG player. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.